Uh, yeah. All right, let's do this. Hi, everybody. I'm Taylor. Welcome back to my channel. This is Thor: First Thunder. You can win this book. Stay tuned to find out how. Also, stay tuned to find out if you won last week's book. What the heck was it? Oh, yeah. Top 10 1949. The 1949ers. Stay tuned to the end of this to find out if you won last week's book. Not till the end. Just somewhere in here mysteriously. So you have to watch the whole video and be mysterious and be vague and just keep watching. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, hit the notification crap, all that nonsense. All right, so I was just in a mood for a light Thor book. I like Thor. Thor's one of my favorite characters in Marvel. You know, it's a wacky combination of like Norse mythology filtered through the lens of Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and turned into a blonde and made wacky and I said wacky already, right? Didn't I? And armpits. There's armpits in a lot of Thor's costumes. Not the newest one, but whatever, doesn't matter. And so I was like, yeah, I'll read this random trade paperback I had lying around. I'm like, how bad can it be, man? Well, spoilers. It's pretty fucking bad. This came out in 2011. It's written by who is it written by? It's a Brian J.L. Glass, who also wrote the Mice Templar, which I never read. Mice as Templars, whatever. There's a couple Mice comic books came out by that around then too, so I kind of get confused. But that Mice Templar, and then illustrated by Tan Eng Huat. I'm probably butchering that. I apologize. And this is a reimagining, retelling, what the hell ever of Thor's origin. Or Thor's origin, Marvel origin, not his actual like mythical origin, but his origin in Marvel Comics, where he comes to Earth and yada yada yada. I'll get into that. But yeah, 2011 I think is kind of key here. It's when the first Thor movie came out, and this just seems like a blatant kind of money grab to try and capture folks that might have seen the movie and had some interest in the comics, but they could have done almost anything else that would have been more interesting than this. I don't have a problem with the idea of retelling Thor's origin on Earth with Dr. Donald Blake and all that, but this is just such a... It's not even awful. It's just like mediocre. It's a slog to get through. It's just a... Yeah, I mean, it's a grind, and it shouldn't be. Like, Thor should be fun. And like Marvel superhero comics in general, I think, especially if they're like going back and retelling Silver Age stuff, it should either be real dark and real nasty or fun, and this is just kind of trying to straddle the line of both, and it doesn't do it well either at anything. It reimagines this so Donald Blake's a separate human being that's traveled along, and maybe that's in the original Journey into Mystery. I have not read it in a while. It probably actually is. And then hits the stickety stick on the ground, becomes Thor, and yada yada. But Thor in this is such a pissy brat, and like entitled, and I get there's a reason that he was banished from Asgard, and he's gonna make everybody pay, and that. I think there are probably notes of that do carry over from the original Journey into Mystery series and stuff, but it's just the tone on this is just wackily off, and that's my third time saying wacky. Holy crap, people! I need a new word. And there's a villain that's in here that's from that Journey to Mystery Run. I know that much. It's the Radioactive Man. It's kind of a nothing villain, and it doesn't do anything to the story. And Thor's just salty that he can't go back to Asgard, and just is a dick. Like, he's a true dick in this comic, and treats everybody like ass. And like, when he doesn't get his way, he ends up basically destroying everything at the end of the book. Spoilers, like I said. And then it uses one of the worst tropes ever, which is, oh, look, if we could turn back time. So yeah, it turns back time, and then none of it has any consequences. So if you're gonna be, like I said, it straddles the weird line of like having a dark story mixed with weird light tones, and then no consequences. Which I get, it's comic books. There's no consequences to these mainstream things because they all have to continue on at some point, and everything ends up getting reset eventually. But in a 5-issue miniseries, when you had a chance to tell an interesting story, and if you had a chance to actually retell the origin story, I think you could just done almost anything else and made it better. There's Loki in here too, and Loki's doing his Loki stuff, which it gets weirdly dark in here too. Like, he removes the skin off of a few people and gets rid of Jane Foster's mouth, so she's about to die. And it's kind of gets vicious, but it's just I don't know. It's just that this just did not sit well with me, and it took me forever to get through. It's very verbose. I mean, well, okay, not on every page, but when there are word balloons, there are a chunk of them, and the lettering doesn't help either. It's all, I mean, it's probably a hand drawn font, but it's computer placed, which is not uncommon, and it's letters by, hang on. Oh, VC's Josephino. So I don't know who the hell, but and it uses the weird Celtic uh, inspired font whenever Thor is talking or Loki's talking, and it's just hard to read. It doesn't flow well, and they don't fill the balloons especially well either. It's just the spacing. You can just tell it's like fitting into computery shit, and it's just not good. And that's also slows things down. And then the artwork. The artist, whose name I butchered already, and I won't try again, just draws these characters with like weirdly ropey and like the strange facial proportions and like this sort of semi-grittiness that just doesn't work for me as far as the characters. Like the faces are all very chin heavy, sort of like Frank Wiley, but Frank Wiley just does it so much better than this. And this is just, I don't know. And like I get that he's going for these Dutch angles and like the up shots when you're like looking. So Thor appears tall and imposing, so you have these up chin shots, but like when it's just such a weird bulbous chin every time, it just doesn't work. And you're not really ever confused by the panel, so I'll give him that. The storytelling is fairly clear as far as panel transitions to stuff and what's happening. You usually know what is going on in the book as far as that goes visually. You don't need a clarification through words, which sometimes happens. But like all these up chin stuff and these weird angles and the faces especially are just odd to me, and they don't work. I just really dislike this. There's a different inker on the last issue in here, which would be issue 5 of the original run, and that helps matters because it's sort of, I mean, for lack of a better word, marvelizes it a bit, so it's a little more standard. And I don't necessarily need standard. I don't always even love standard art, but in this case, I think it really helps. I think that the inker ended up cleaning up some of the stuff that and making it a little bit easier to swallow visually as far as the art goes. Again, it's not horrible, and I know I'm making it sound like it is. It's been a long day, folks, and I'm tired and cranky, and I wanted light and happy, and I wanted escapism, and what I got was something that was just, I didn't want to finish. Like, I just didn't. It's one of these where you're like, I just didn't want to. I didn't care enough to read through it all, but I'm like, I'm doing it for you, the people, the 4 viewers. No, okay, there's more than that. But it just really disappoints me when books are mediocre. And, like, they could be better, and they're just like, oh, we got to do the Thor origin book because it's the year the movie came out. We got new viewers or new readers possibly, so we got to, retell the origin, which I get. But again, just do a good fucking job of it. And don't this. And most comics, I mean, by definition, most things just fall to be average. It's kind of, average, mediocre, whatever. But I know, and I know I get cranky in these reviews. I know this, but I just want all comic books to be great. I want to enjoy the experience. I want to try and I think a lot of people are trying to recapture that first moment when they picked up like a really good comic and they're like, oh my god, it's bright, it's colorful, it's happy. I can put aside the real world for a minute. Or if you're a kid, it's like, oh, the cartoon escapism and just the joy that you get out of reading a comic, and it shouldn't be a chore to get through. Like, you shouldn't have to struggle to finish something. I mean, you shouldn't. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm done with this one. I'll give it away. U.S. only. So yeah, if you want to win this one, I don't know. Okay. Tell me a good mainstream Marvel and or DC. It's gotta be one of those two. Just leave a comment down below. Leave a comment down below with a good mainstream storyline. It can be from any character, any whatever. You don't have to go into a whole lot of details, but just a storyline you really actually enjoyed. Because I want to read something I enjoy. So just leave a note down below with that. And you got to be in the U.S. for me to ship this hunk of shit out, because I'm not shipping crappy books anywhere else, unless you really want to pay for it. But you don't, trust me. So yeah, U.S. Leave a comment, and please be subscribed to my channel. And hit the like button on this video. That's all I really ask of this. And if you want this, I'll get it out to you next week. And the winner of last week's video, and who's actually won a much better book, so is gonna be. Oh, I'm pointing in the right direction again. Yeah, let's lean over this way so I can get the thumbnail in. It's Miss So. So Miss So, hit me up on Instagram at Empty Thought Balloon, and I will get this comic book out to you. Or if you don't have Instagram, we can figure out something. But just, or, leave a comment down below. Let me know you saw it, and we can arrange something. But yeah, so Miss So, hit me up. And you won the top 10, the 49ers, 1949ers book. So there you go. This is going to be kind of probably a quick-ish video because I can't bring myself to talk about this anymore. I just got nothing else worth saying on this one. I'm not going to go into a critical, in-depth analysis of something that's just not goddamn worth it. So, on that note, have a lovely day. Try not to be a dick. I'm not going to even say don't be a dick because sometimes that's just too damn hard. But just try not to be. All right. See ya.